Hi, my name is Janelle. Is your service animal need supported? What do I mean by that? Our service animals are amazing, aren't they? Whether it's a cat, dog, turtle, horse, what is your service animal? They're amazing. They are designed, animals are incredible in their ability to just touch us at where we're feeling with no judgment. They just help and accept us right where we're at. And literally, they're transmuting for us. As we're feeling different emotions and processing different emotions, the animal themselves, they have the gift and the ability to transmute that. That just means they're shifting it from whatever we're feeling it as, shame, fear, whatever it is, they're helping that shift for us and transmute it into a loving space. And that's why it's comforting to us and it helps us. Those bodies, as they're doing that for us, they're processing that, they're shifting it from whatever emotion we are putting out or feeling into a love space. And pieces and parts of that emotion, that energy can get stuck in their field. It is super beneficial to come in and help service animals release that. So if your service animal, you feel like, yeah, I think that would help my animal feel better, release, shift, transmute, serve you, reach out to me at janelle@janellray.com and I will support your animal. I grew up with just really, I was fortunate for who I am as a person at my most authenticness. I grew up in a rural areas, plural, up in the mountains where there's just wildlife of all different kinds. And then we had sheep and horses and dogs and cats and bunnies. And connecting in that space, I am highly empathic. And I realized in hindsight that I was so animals are empathic. So I was in a space that just nurtured my soul. And I can talk to animals, animals share things with me. And this space it was my community. So fast forward, I realized that that was the space that I learned and developed my gift to support animals and helping them release what they're serving us with, their empathic gifts. Um, when I was a horse trainer, I was attracting what would be labeled outlaw horses. And many of my gifts I shut down because of the trauma of not understanding how they worked. And I had a yellow lab golden retriever mix that worked right alongside me, Skippy dog. And he was my support animal. I didn't think about it like that at the time. Hindsight, I look at it and I'm like, oh my gosh, he was, because I was in a place um, married into a family that did not get who I was. I'm very controlling and a lot of issues that they're just in their space. I was struggling, and Skippy Dog was my support animal. And as I'm working with these outlaw horses, they're opening up my gifts. They're really supporting me. They're teaching me how to really guiding me back to who I am at the most authentic core. This is over 25 years ago. And Skippy Dog is on this journey with me the whole time. Little Skippy Dog, we lost him at 9. He had, and I guess this is really common with service animals, is that they are taking on and helping us process what we're going through. And as a result, that energy, that emotion can land in their liver. And that's what happened to Skippy Dog. And his liver literally was non-existent. By the time we lost him, the vet did some picturing of his liver, and it was just pithy. And I said, how can he still exist? And it's like, because he loved you so much, he was going to stay with you too as long as he could. I mean, it still tears me up. He's been gone years. Just my gratitude for him. And so no guilt and shame on me now. I didn't know that we could support him in this way, that we could help clear what he was helping me clear. We could help him clear so that his organs didn't have to take that on. But now I know. And my love and heart for animals reaches beyond just my barnyard, so to speak, just my yard. And I reach out to all animal owners who understand the value of letting and helping our animals, our support animals, let our stuff go, help them help us. Reach out to me at janellray.com and have a conversation if you'd like. And let's take a look at how we can support you and your animal. My next dog was Ruby. She died at a beautiful age of 15. And and I learned how with Ruby, how to support her, how to ground her, help her ground, and how her body wanted to let go of any toxins, any energetic toxins that she had been helping me with and others. She was so fun. So I worked with, and I still do, I work with learning difference people. And as I'm running a program, when Ruby would come, when it was appropriate, and Ruby would come into the office with me and she would sit beside the student. And when it was helpful, she would either lean on him or she would go on the, or if we were out, just taking a break, she would be out there being with them. And she was a huge support to individuals that had been struggling. And as we worked through and turned reading into easy, she was there helping them process what needed to process as we did those steps of the program. We also, Ruby, I taught, I still do, but I had a more concentrated time of this when Ruby was with me. I taught animal communication. Like, how do you connect to your animal? We like to connect as if, heady or with as like we do when we're humans, but there's time, actually, reverse. There is a way that we can communicate with our animal through our gift or pathway of empathy, an empathic pathway. And so I was teaching people how to connect to that part of them and communicate with their animals. We did dog camps. I worked with a gal who's now passed, but she ran the Iditarod and she trained mushing. She trained people on how to work with mushing dog teams. And then she put together these dog camps, and I got to come and be a speaker there and teach people this gift. How do you communicate with your dog in this way? It was just incredible, the shifts that animal owners experience. And so it works with any animal, horses, dogs, where the two areas are the two areas that I do. So Ruby Dog would come with me and she would sit and support people as they were figuring this out. Like, I could tell who probably had the question, because Ruby would go and sit with them. And I would go over there and start asking questions. And sure enough, they were getting stuck in some way. And Ruby just had this intuitive way of working the room and then connecting to me and helping me help them. I just loved that, the way we could teamwork together. And after each of those sessions, I would do a clearing with Ruby, and she would help me understand how best to help her. And she would help me clear, and I would help her clear, and we could ground anything that we might have picked up while working with people, while working with animals, and helping Ruby clear. And the difference was between Skippy Dog, who was incredibly intuitive as well and gifted in support. We didn't clear him, and we lost him at too young. Ruby, we cleared, and we were able to enjoy her presence for 15 years. And she really was quite healthy. It was just, she was 15 and she just was time to go. So, two very different endings, two very beautiful dogs. So I've been able to personally see the power and the importance of clearing our support animals. And horses that are working with students, there's a lot of great horse and rider programs for therapy and different. I was trying to think of one of the agencies around us that have been so successful using horses with different learning different individuals, whether with autism or other complications. Horses are amazing, how the movement and the connection, and how kiddos that often have anxiety when they're on the horse, they're not experiencing that anxiety. I mean, it's just incredible. Those animals benefit from clearing as well. They're doing, just like my dogs, they're doing a clearing and transmuting for these kiddos and adults. So being able to help them and keep their longevity and the ability for them to stay doing what the animals love doing it. the ones that connect to it really enjoy it. It's their purpose work. So being able to keep them doing what they love to do by clearing them in this way is supportive. So wanted to share that with you, that the importance of it and what I personally have seen the difference it makes. It's simple to do, and reach out to me if this is resonating with you and you know that your animals would benefit from it. Reach out, Janell at janellray.com, and I look forward to meeting you and your furry family.